Hi, I'm Dennis Buttimer. Welcome back to Tools and Tactics to Tame Your ADHD Brain. Okay, we're going to dive right in today with tips that can help you thrive with your adult ADHD. This week, I'm not going to give you 3 tips. I'm going to give you, 8 tips that can help you thrive with your adult ADHD. So let's go. Okay, number 1, figure out what works best for you. You know, it's good to note what other people do, neurotypical people, what they do, and, read the blogs and the books and listen to the podcasts and everything else. But you've got to develop your own system because you have a neurodiverse brain. So figure out what system works for you and just adapt it, okay? Number 2, visual. You have to have visual cues. Because if you keep it in your head, you know what happens. It'll stay jumbled up and you'll really want to remember, but you won't. So visual cues help. And this can be like whiteboards. It can be sticky notes. It can be, colored signs of some sort that you use that help you stay focused. Okay. Number 3, find your optimal level of stimulation. Some people have to have some background noise in order to work. They may not need, a full-on rock band in the background, but they need some music or some sort of noise in the background. Other people like white noise. Some people, white noise makes them, not be able to think very well, and they need silence. Noise and sound is sort of a big deal with ADHDers, so figure out what that optimal level is for you. All right. Number 4, novelty. Your brain requires novelty. You like new things. So figure in your environment each day what you can do that attracts your attention, that kind of jazzes things up and makes it new or different for you. Even a common task. Look for ways to play a little game with it, to liven it up, to make it, novel. Okay. All right, number 5. Get this one now. I've talked about it before. Self-compassion. You want to be compassionate to other people? Yes, absolutely. But you first have to start with yourself. And that means you can get really hard on yourself and mad and frustrated with yourself with how your brain works, can't you? You make a mistake, you slip up, you forget something, and you'll be harsh on yourself a lot of times. That doesn't work. You have to bring the compassion. You have to bring the love to self in order to move through things. So you want to be firm with yourself. Yes, you don't want to baby yourself, but you do want to be kind and loving to yourself and give yourself a compassionate boost to get through things. All right, here we go. Number 6, where it break down tasks into smaller pieces. Any task that you have can be broken down into small units. So that means, let's say that you're dreading an email that you have to write, and you're like, and I'm not sure what words I'm going to use, and don't even want to have to do this, and, it's going to be a little bit lengthy, right? Okay, so you break it down. The first thing is you open the laptop. Second thing is maybe you clear your space, or the other way around. You start the salutation. You remember what salutations are. Dear so-and-so, or hi, John, or whatever it is. And you've done that much. Okay, chances are if you do a little bit of that, you'll get the dopamine rolling and you'll probably keep going. Good chance of it. But break the task down. Don't try to take on some monumental thing. Oh, I've got to do this thing and I'll never get it done, and just forget it, and you keep procrastinating, of course. Just take the thing, break it down into small units, and see what that does for you. Okay, number 7, this is the big one. Alarms and reminders. Alarms and reminders, because if you try to keep it in your head, you'll forget. In fact, you'll forget that you forget. It's called meta, or META, meta forgetting. So you have to have, I like the audio alarms, the sound alarms that trigger you, because if you can hear time, like a 15-minute or 25-minute alarm go off, you're like, oh, I did that much, or I need to now stand up and walk towards the door, or I need to go to the next thing. That really helps you, because otherwise you can get lost in the hyper focus, can't you? All right, Last but not least, another good tip is body doubling. Now, if you can do a task with another person who has more of that neurotypical brain, being around them and kind of, maybe not trying to totally imitate them, but being around them and see how they operate, it can give you a little bit of good influence that a lot of times can make a big difference. Okay, so think about that as another way to do it. I mean, it could be like you're going to read, and so you're next to somebody who's reading. Sorry, corny example, but they're reading and they're like really quiet and they're turning the page. You're like trying to do the same thing. All right, let's do a quick callback here. All right, you ready? Number 1, figure out what works best for you. Number 2, use visual cues. Number 3, optimal level of stimulation. 4, novelty, bring novelty to the situation. 5, compassion, self-compassion that is. 6, break down tasks into small units. Number 6, alarms and reminders. And 8, body doubling. Whew. And there's plenty more, aren't there? Okay, next week I'm going to give you more. We'll a little bit longer this time, but I wanted to give you a chock full. I love to help people, and I love to help ADHDers and do executive function coaching with them. So reach out to me. Well, first of all, hit like. Go on and hit like. You know how to do it. Subscribe if you like. Would love for you to subscribe, and then you'll get notified anytime I put one of these out. And comment. The comments are there for a reason. Tell me what's working, what isn't working, or suggest a topic that you would like me to talk about. I'd be delighted to do that. And reach out to me if you want an individual session. Don't be shy, it's okay. Dennis at buttimerconsulting.com. I would be delighted to set up a free consultation, 50-minute consultation, and we'll decide from there if you want to do something further. Wishing you all the best, and as always, I'm believing in you.